Hey guys, since I'm not there in person to finish the notes like I had planned, I'm just going to make this quick video. So turn to page 451 in your books, and we're going to finish the notes for this section so that you can complete the worksheet with in class today. So on page 451, we looked at in the previous video that you should have hopefully watched the circumference of a circle, and these were the two formulas for circumference of a circle, c equals pi d and c equals 2 pi r. We can use this formula to find the diameter or radius if we're given the circumference. So now if we know the circumference and we're asked to find the diameter, what we can do is divide both sides by pi and get d by itself. So you know, when we solve equations, we want to get x by itself. Usually in this case, we want to get d by itself or r by itself. But here's what you can remember and reference on page 451, that if you know the circumference and want to find the diameter, we can use this version of the formula. If we know the circumference and want to find the radius, you can use this version of the formula. So look at example 3 on the bottom of page 451. The world's largest fountain in the world, Singapore's Fountain of Wealth, consists of a bronze ring that has a circumference of 66 meters. So we want to find the diameter of that. So if I want to find the diameter and I know the circumference, then this is the version of the formula we're going to use. Plug in 66 for this circumference and plug in 3.14 as an approximation for pi, and then it's just calculator work. So you do, again, want to make sure you're bringing your calculators with you and have those so you don't have to divide this by hand because that just takes too long. So this is 21.02 meters. And then the last example on page 452, if I have the circumference and I want to know the radius of a circle, so the circumference is 70.82 and I want to find the radius, then we can use this version of the formula. So plug in 70.82 for the circumference. We'll leave the 2 there and we'll change pi for 3.14. Now be careful when you plug this in your calculator, okay? If you want to plug it all in at once, that's fine. You will just need to put parentheses around the bottom. So it would be like this, 70.82. Sorry, I don't have my stylus, so this is going slow. 0.82. And then divided by parentheses, and then you could do 2 times 3.14. So if you don't put parentheses, then what your calculator will do is it's going to divide 70 divided by 2 and then multiply that by 3.14, and that's going to give you the wrong answer. So when you plug it in your calculator with this version, you have to do the bottom first, either multiply that first and then do 70.82 divided by that, or if you plug it all in at once, you need parentheses around the bottom. So that is important to note. Just double check what you get when you plug this in your calculator with and without parentheses, because this is what you should get. So check what you get when you plug this in your calculator. And this is also on page 452. So if you can't see it on the screen, you could see it in your book on 452. See what you get and make sure you get the right thing. So that is all of the rest of the notes for this section. So you have everything you need to know to complete the worksheet in class today, and hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, have a great Monday. Okay guys, I'm having this video kick off where my 7th grade math video ended. I'm not there today, if you haven't noticed, so I was planning on finishing the rest of this section with you guys, but since I'm not there, you're just going to watch this video. And so go to page 487. There's a couple more things that are part of this section that will help you on the worksheet that you guys are going to do in class today. So on page 487, you'll see this section at the top says learn identity transformations. Now, when we talk about identity transformations, what we're going to look at is, first of all, the order in which the vertices of a figure are named. Okay, so, and that helps us determine the figure's orientation. So if you look at this original figure, A, B, C, D, we go in clockwise order. Okay, but when we look at a reflection in this case, this is a reflection over this line, A, B, C, D, goes in a counterclockwise order. So if this happens, then what we say is that the orientation has been reversed. And this kind of lets us know what transformation has taken place, because not all of them does the orientation reverse. Oops, I went too far. So only some of the transformations will the orientation reverse. So with a translation, I guess we can just watch this here. So the length is the same. I guess like the length of each side is what they're talking about. And the orientation is the same. ABC, ABC. Here, the length is the same of each side, but ABC, ABC, we're going in a different way. With a rotation, so be careful here, because ABC, but ABC here is still in a clockwise orientation. So we're talking about when we're reading the points, this goes A, B, C. It goes clockwise, right? But here, this one goes A, B, C the opposite way. Here, this goes A, B, C clockwise, A, B, C clockwise. So only in a reflection is the orientation reversed. In a translation or rotation, the orientation stays the same. So we're not going to worry about example 4 in the book. We're going to end our notes with example 3 here. And again, we want to figure out what sequence of transformations maps ABC onto XYZ. So ABC is our pre-image, and then this is our image. So A corresponds to X, B corresponds to Y, and C corresponds to Z, if you're not sure. So if you look, here's A, B, C, and then it's still in order. X, Y, Z goes the opposite way. So A, B, C is going clockwise, X, Y, Z is going counterclockwise. So since the orientation is reversed, one of those transformations had to be a reflection. So if we reflect this across the y-axis, we're going to reflect this over the vertical axis, the y-axis. Okay, if you do that, ABC becomes this. So you can see we're close to there. And then what do we have to do next? What do you guys think? The next one looks to me like it is a translation down. So now we can do a translation, and we're going to go vertically down 1, down 2, and there they are. They match up. So now A prime, A double prime, B double prime, C double prime falls directly here. So we ended up doing a reflection, and we know that because the orientation changed, and then a translation down. So this is what you're going to be doing in this worksheet, is just kind of figuring out what reflections, rotations, or translations took place. There's no dilations because these are all congruence transformations, okay? So the only 3 that produce congruent figures is reflection, rotation, dilation, or excuse me, translation, reflection, rotation. So if they do end up being congruent figures, then it has to be one of those 3. So you guys hopefully are okay with finishing up this worksheet that you have today, and then you should be able to finish in class. So your homework will be a video, which I will post sometime before the end of the school day today. All right, hopefully I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your Monday.